Hello, Natalie and Ryan and John Assaraf. Susan Grisanti here. I watched your video, Ryan. You interviewed John Assaraf this weekend, and I was the guitarist that you mentioned in the video. And I know, Natalie, that you had wanted me to send my testimony about my movies and the law of attraction about a year or two ago. I just wasn't quite ready to do that, but of course, when I, to my great shock, watched your video this weekend, and Ryan, you mentioned my story, I thought this was absolutely the time to give a shout out and say how much I've loved your work and John Assaraf's work, and how it's affected my life has been just amazing the last few years. So let me start with 2007. I'll just briefly give you my story here. And going back to 2007, I have basically followed Christian principles for about, several decades, and with pretty good success. But except in the area of finances, I kept hitting a wall financially. I would work on big projects, make a lot of professional progress, but it would always cost more money than I could absolutely afford, and I could never seem to cross that mountain of getting into financial comfort or financial success. So in 2007, my producer said, I want to send you something to watch. So he sent me the movie The Secret. And I watched it in July of 2007. And I immediately thought, there's something here that I haven't quite heard explained like this before. And I watched it every day for 2 weeks. And I had tears streaming down my face. I knew that it was a key to the next door that I was looking to go through, especially in the area of finances. So I just absolutely latched on to that movie. And I watched it every day for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, an amazing thing happened. I think the universe was trying to prove to me that this really does work. And so after watching The Secret for 2 weeks, in July of 2007, someone sent me $2,000 out of the blue, a check for $2,000. Now, I was floored. The amazing thing about it was, this was an individual who never gives away money, certainly never that amount of money, and the last person they would ever give money to would be me. So the universe picked the last person you would expect in that circumstance to prove that The Secret absolutely does work. So I watched The Secret, and I started practicing the law of attraction, and then a little while later, I found out about mind movies, and I listened to Ryan and Natalie, and particularly the Money Mind movie, and more and more things began to happen. Now, I don't want to say that I'm completely out of the woods yet with my financial circumstance, but I have had amazing things happening in the last several years, and I absolutely know that the law of attraction is and mind movies, they're a missing link that maybe a lot of religions need to study more, because I think this is a missing piece of the puzzle in a lot of ways, how our mind and spirit coincide with the universe. And the most recent, it's not a coincidence. I call it an amazing coincidence, but it's not. It's a miracle. I have to go back to explain this most recent miracle. I have to go back to the year 2000. In the year 2000, I joined the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and I was invited to play for their business expo. And I went out there in September of 2000, and I played for the expo. And the next day, the membership director took me to lunch, and she said, if you lived here in Hollywood, we'd have you play for Walk of Fame ceremonies. Well, I was absolutely stunned and floored that they thought that much of my music. So I came back to West Texas, where I live, and the problem was, once again, I had spent all my money on the trip, and I had absolutely no money to move to Hollywood. And I just couldn't imagine moving to Hollywood with absolutely no money in the bank. So I hesitated, and I stayed here in West Texas, and I taught guitar for a number of years. And I never forgot that, though. And I continued to keep my relationship with them out there in Hollywood. But I never was able to go back. I was never able to cross that financial hurdle and actually go back. And then fast forward now to, well, that was the year 2000. Fast forward now to 2010 and 2011. Some extra money came in, and I was able to go out there twice in 2010 and 2011. And the amazing thing was that all that time, since 2007 when I started watching The Secret and then Mind movies, all that time the universe had been lining up a perfect timing for me, because it so happened that 2010 was the 90th anniversary of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and 2011 was the 125th anniversary of the founding of Hollywood, California. Well, they both had commemorative books put out. So as chance would have it, I am featured in the 2010 Hollywood book commemorating the 90th anniversary of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. I'm also featured in the 2011 Hollywood book celebrating 125 years of the founding of Hollywood, California, and my feature is on page 36. So there's a link at the bottom of this video that tells about, you can actually get free copies of these. They give these away free. And I see this as an awesome miracle because, well, first of all, there's no way I could have planned to go out to Hollywood and have it particularly be those two particular years of the 90th anniversary and then the 125th anniversary of Hollywood. I could have never planned that, and I didn't plan that. And you would call that a coincidence, but I call it a miracle of timing, definitely from the universe, from practicing the law of attraction and watching Mind movies for every day for several years now. And I'm just so happy with what it's done for me. And so be sure to check out the links at the bottom of this video. And I also attached the video where you, Natalie, and Ryan and John talk about my testimony that I sent you in email. So that link is below this video too. So thank you so much for all you do, and I look forward to more Mind movies and more Law of Attraction and more great results. Thank you so much, and God bless.